Yeah, in this video I'll be talking about JavaScript assignment operators. Okay, so I will start by adding my creating my HTML structure. So inside my HTML structure, I'll be adding I'll make use of external JavaScript. I'll write my JavaScript in external file. So to do that, I have already created the external JavaScript, which is index.js. Okay, so if you don't know how to create it, you can just click this icon here. Just okay, let me do it. Let me delete this one and do it. I want to do everything. Move to bin and then let me redo it. So just click this new file, this icon, this first icon, then say type in um uh just type in index.js. Okay, just type index.js. Then I have now created a JavaScript file. So let me close it for now. Okay, so inside my, let me return this, close this. Then inside my body elements, I will now create scripts. I will now create script. Then inside the first opening tag, I will now write source src. Then inside the source, I will now add that I will now write the name of that file that I created, which is index.js. Okay, so I have now added it, so it's now linked. Okay, so the next thing I will now do, I want to create a hash1 element where my output will be displaying in the browser. Okay, so to do that, I will just add some property to it so it will look more better. So I will say style. Inside style, I will give it some properties. First of all, start by giving it background color. Let me give it background color of black. Let me give it black. Let me give it black. Okay, then the next thing I'll be doing, I'll be adding, let me just add text in the header one so it will be visible in the screen. Okay, so let me refresh. You will see the output. Yeah, I can see the output now. The next thing I'll be giving the text a color. By default is black, so I'll give it a color so it will stand out from the black background. So I'll use aqua. Aqua is a very nice color. Okay, you can see now. You can see the value. So next thing I will increase the font size. I will say font size. I'll give it let me say 3 em. I'll give it 3 em. Okay, it's not the size, the text have increased and the text size have increased. Okay, so the next thing I'll be adding let me reduce this. Next thing I'll be adding is to add let me also shift the text to the say to be in the center. Let me say text align. Say text align. Let me push it to center. Okay, so it will come to the center. Then let me increase this font size. So let me make it, let's say something like 4 em. I think it's more better this way. This about 5, so it will be more. Yeah, I think it's more better this way. Okay, having done this, I think I'm done. Then what I will now do is I will now split my screen. If you're using VS Code, just you click this icon, it will split your screen into two. Okay, then let me give more space to, let me just reduce this side. I'll be writing JavaScript this side. So let me um drag and drop my JavaScript file here. Okay, then I will now click this icon to return to close the sidebar. Okay, let me remove this JavaScript so it will, this HTML so it will be only JavaScript here. Okay, having done this now, I will now remove the text inside this our header one, so that what will be displaying here, you will not see anything until we give a value to it. So what will be displaying is our value from the JavaScript. Okay, so before I write, I'll first of all connect. I'll just kind of create a simple code that will be sending our answer to the browser. Okay, so this is our header one elements, and it will inherit all these property and values here. Okay, to do that, I will use get element by id, then the id name, which is our id name. I'm not even supposed to give this an id name. I forget that, sorry about that. So I will say id here. Inside this id is an attribute. I'll give an id attribute to header one. So I'll now say equal to, let me give it a id name of, let me just use head one. You can use any name you want. Okay, so let me type hash one. Okay, so having done this now, I will now say dot inner html, dot inner html. Then I'll leave it like this. When after I've created my variable, and then I will now I will now say equal to the name of the variable that will be containing our answer. Okay, so to start creating now, inside I will now come up. Let me just push this thing down more so it will go down. Okay, so this is for our display, and up here you can do it either way. You can just write it at the top and then write your code at the below it. The reason why I push it down is because I just want to have enough space here so that it will not be interfering with our code. It will not interfere, but so it will not kind of be congested with our code, kind of be mixed with our code. So it will not create a really big confusion. So to do that, we're talking about JavaScript assignment operators. Okay, first of all, we'll create an a variable. We create a variable. Let's give it a name of a, and assign it to variable a equals to, let me say, equals to 4. Then another variable b, let me say equal to, let me give it let me say 8. Okay, now the next thing I will now do, think is, let me come down here, and then let me say answer. No, I will still use variable var answer. This answer will be containing our answers. Okay, this is where the variable that will hold in our answer. Then we now set it equal to. Okay, so inside this place now is where we'll be writing our assignment operator. Or does this thing really make sense this way now? Instead of doing this way, why not do it the other way? Because I'm trying to make it in a way such that it will be more better. It's better I use one variable. Okay, instead of I think it's better I use one variable, or it's better I use one variable to do this, and then just, I mean, two variables. It will be more better. I think it will be more better. I think it will be more better. It will be more better. Thinking about it now. Think, because if I use this answer now, I'm not sure it will really give me what I want. So let me make use of A and B and remove this answer. I think it will be more better, because if I add answer, it will require, it will be a little bit complicated. It will still give us the same thing, but I want something that will be very simple and straightforward. Okay, so what I will now do, I will start by using this our first assignment variable. Like if I click this, the first one is a normal assignment variable, which is this one that we have done now. A is equals to 4, b is equals to 8. See, if I come to this our inner HTML and say equal to variable a, it will print out 4. Then if I say variable b, if I put b here, it will print out 8, showing that this values, this number value is assigned to these variables, these variable names here. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing now is to use additional assignments. I've done that in one of my videos, but I will do it here in details. Okay, so to do additional, let me remove this. Let me clear this so it will be empty. So I'll be using additional assignments. So that one is represented with, let me put the symbols here inside. Let me put a double quote here and put the symbol. Additional assignment is always represented with plus equal to. Look at the screen, you see this symbol. That is what is represented with. Okay, let me space it out. Although it's not spaced out, but just for illustration purpose, this is what the symbol looks like. Okay, now let me clean it first. Let me just clear it. So having seen that, let's apply it to this our variables here and see what happens. uh, mm, uh, okay, then coming down here, what I will now do, I will say a um a a plus equal to b, a plus equal to b. Okay, then I will now print what this thing actually does is, it will just, what it actually does is, it add a plus b, the value of a plus b, and assign it to the first variable here, this first variable, which is a. Okay, it add this first one and second one. Okay, and then add it to the first one. That is what this plus and equal to sign, which is additional assignment, does. So if we since we have done this now, let's go to our index.html and print a and see the value that a will give us. Let's see what a will give us now. You can see now it's 12 because it have add 4 plus 12, 4 plus 8 is giving us 12, and then it add the value to it automatically give the value to a. That's what it means. That's what this additional assignment does. So the next one I'll be looking into is another one called subtraction assignment. So you can guess what that means. Just remove this plus and replace it with minus, which is hyphen. So what that does is it will minus a from b, which is um, 8 minus 4 to giving us minus 4, which is b minus this to giving us minus 4, and then it will assign that value that it gets into the a. Okay, so if you print a now, which is our a is now here, since our a is here now, you will see the results of this, the effect of this minus, which is subtraction assignment. This is what it does. It's minus a, it's minus b from a, and then assign the value that comes out of the calculation to the first value, which is our a. Okay, so having talked that, the next one we'll talk about is multiplication assignment. So you use asterisk. So this asterisk also does the same thing. It's just almost the same thing. So b times a, which is 4 times 8, 32. Then the value is now assigned to the first variable, which is a. Okay, so the next one I'm talking about is division. So use a backward slash. You can see that now. So what this means that 8 divided by 4, or is it, that should be 4 divided by 8. That's the best approach. 4 divided by 8, yeah, that should be giving us 0.5, because if 8 is divided by 4, it will giving us 2, but in this case is 8 divided by 4, which is no, 4 divided by 8, it will be giving us 0.5. Okay, you can actually do that in your calculator. It will give you the same thing. Okay, if I let's do that. Let's say calculator. Let me bring out my calculator. Let me bring out my calculator. You see, let's do that. Let me reduce the screen. Let's do that and see. So what we did now is let me push it down. Let's say 8. Let's say 4 divided by 8 divided by 8. Let's see the answer. It's 0.5. You can see the answer. So that is what I meant. Okay, so you can see the answer 0.4, 0.5. That is the answer. So the next one I'll be talking about is a remainder assignment. So remove this division sign and then put percentage, which is for our remainder. So what this thing does is 8 divided by 4 um, um, is not supposed to give us 4. Let me change this value to, let me say something like 5 and 2. 5 and 2 is the best illustration. Let me say 5 and 2. Let me give a 5 and give 2 and give b a value of 2. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the best. Well, I think it's because of the way I position the test, because if I put 8 up and then I put something like 4 down. Okay, okay, this is also the another good practice, because this is a element. What this thing does is kind of, is a remainder. It gives you, it's print out the remainder for you. So a divided by b, then it will now give you a remainder. Okay, the remainder is 0. Okay, the remainder is 0. So if you change this thing to let's say 5 now divided by 4, the remainder is 1. To have one remainder. How about saying something like let's say, let's use a big number, then we add a float number, so it will have point something. Let's say something like 23028. I don't know whether this number will give us. It's supposed to give us fruits. Let me add points here, point 9. Then in this b variable, let me add let me say divided by, let me say something like since this is 1000 something, let me just use 4 so it can have a reasonable remainder. So divided by 4.5. Okay, you can see the value now. The remainder is 1 point 1 point say 40 something something. How about this thing is in inverse, is reversed. How about cut this and then remove this thing and then put it here, and then putting the other one, let's say 4 here. Okay, I wanted to use this big number, but it's giving me something that I do not like. So let me just ignore it and use 5 and 2. Okay, let me just use 5 and the 2. Let me give A 5 and give B 2. Okay, so 5 divided by 2 will giving us 2 remainder 1. So what this symbol, percentage symbol, does is it gives us a remainder. Okay, and then remember that what this thing does, that it divide A and B and then get the remainder and then assign that remainder to the first variable, which is variable A. So remember that inside this place now we are printing variable A, we are displaying variable A, content on variable A. So it's no longer 5 again, but the value of 2 divided by 5, its remainder is what is assigned to A. The next thing we're talking about is a exponential assignment. So what that does is exponential means raising to power of the raising the second variable to the power of the first variable. So let's remove this and put exponential, just double asterisk. That is for exponential. So this, you can see it. So what this thing simply means is just um 5 times 5. This is kind of saying 5 raised to power 5 raised to power what is it called again? Let me illustrate this. This is the 5 raised to power, but let me illustrate it. We are like doing with examples. Let me write it under. Um, After this one, let me write it here. Let me use header 1 to write it. Then inside this header 1, I put bold, B for bold. I just want to illustrate this thing better. So let me just say this, something like saying 5, let me just say 5 subscript, let me do it this way. 5 subscript, let me use, sub is not what I now, we need superscripts. I'll say super, let me give space here. Let me say superscript. This is a JavaScript element. Superscript. I will now give it a superscript of um, what's it called? 2. I think, yeah, 2. Okay, yeah, something like this. Okay, this is 5 raised to power 2. 5 raised to is 5 times, which is equal to. Let me just do this inside the HTML. This thing. Let me also add. I just want to illustrate this thing better. Okay, then this sub stops here. Then the bold stop here. So what I will now do inside this place, I will now say equal to. It's something as let me just make it to be like a mathematics, just like saying 5 5 times let's say 5 times 5. That's what it means. Let me just space this thing out. Okay, you can see now, this is exactly what is happening. That is what it simply means, 5 raised to power 2. Okay, that's what this exponential is. So it's just raise this b, which is 2 to the power of a, which is 5, and then the value, which is 5 times 5, it will be giving us 25. Okay, and the value is now assigned to a. But if we change this thing to 3 now, it will keep on adding, it will lift it up to 3. You can see this is 125, which means here will now be 3. Here will now be 3, and then we'll now add times 5 again. It will now be 5 raised to power 2, which is 5 times 5 times 5. That's what it simply means. Let me just make it say is equal to, let me just make it a full mass equals to our answer 125. Okay, this is what it, let me just remove this. I think I have to remove this final one and then put it here, and let me just use a hyphen here. No, this will look somehow. Let me use, instead of assigning value, let me use quality value. Let me just use equality. I just do this thing for illustration purpose. Okay, so this is what it simply means. This is example, just a simple illustration of what it simply means. Okay, so this is where we'll be calling it a day for this our video on the topic JavaScript assignment operators. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.